Hello and welcome to Talking Planning. During these challenging times with home quarantine being the norm and large numbers of people out of work or working from home, I believe now is an important time to shed a little bit of insight on the planning industry. Given these challenging circumstances, I believe it is a personal duty to improve community awareness about what planning entails and to provide some more information about the industry from the perspective of a recent entrant to the field. As a 2019 graduate trying to enter the workforce, during a pandemic and an economic downturn, it can be a little bit of a challenge, but I think that's what makes having conversations about this wonderful industry even more important. My name is Thomas and I'd like to thank you for putting aside a few minutes of your day to listen to a slightly balding, relatively young urban planner babble on about topics that I think most people are oblivious to or happy to ignore. Talking Planning aims to be home for a smorgasbord of planning and transport topics, based on my work experiences and studies. Last year, I graduated from university with a Bachelor of Urban Development, majoring in Urban and Regional Planning. During my studies, and for the last few months after graduation, I've worked in the planning industry in a few different roles. I've interned as a transport planner, worked in airport planning, and have worked with an autonomous vehicle trial in a small community to see how this technology can fulfill a new role as a form of basic public transport. This channel aims to provide a smorgasbord of topics, because just about anything can be related back to the planning profession. From airports to roads, parks, and just about anything in between, I've had a variety of opportunities to understand and grow my knowledge of people, place, and space. In the future, there may even be a few transport and travel videos, but that is for a much later date when travel isn't putting vulnerable communities at risk. Now, of course, planners are not always working 24/7, although with some of the big projects it's almost quite hard to argue that we aren't. Many of us do have a few great quirky hobbies for that downtime. So I'm a self-confessed av geek and I really love flying, often picking some quite unusual and sometimes even illogical ways to get between two destinations in the hope of experiencing something different. Having a travel-based hobby can make this lockdown even more challenging. I love travelling, so that when things do improve, I hope to show you some cool places from a planner's perspective. Many of us also have an appreciation for art and design, so you'll often find planners who are highly skilled in drawing, painting, and with digital artwork. Sadly, in most cases, that skill ends up being attributed to the architects. If not, enjoying a good book and maybe a glass of wine or two is a surefire option for many of us. I think that it's critical at the moment to stay in good spirits and keep engaged, as that's a critical part of getting through this difficult time. I took a bit of a risk and a personal challenge by starting this journey, making a few new planning videos, and hopefully it's the start of something positive. So far, it's challenging, but I'm enjoying it. So a bit of context. I am an Australian-based planner living in Queensland, so my main understanding of the industry is from an Australian perspective. However, I intend to do as much research as I can to find out more information from how things work in other parts of the world. Keep in mind that it's critical to remember that planning, regulations and practices differ greatly across the world, and each region has unique challenges that need to be solved. Now, unfortunately, I have to throw in the boring disclaimer that any commentary on this channel is informed opinion only and should not be taken as legal advice. If you are planning to undertake any building or development work, consult your appropriate local, state and federal authorities and enlist a local planner to assist you. As every good planning lecturer has taught me, do your due diligence and find out your limitations and regulations before starting any project. Any commentary that I present on this channel is for entertainment or educational purposes and should not be taken as advice or fact. Rest assured, there's also many great planning consultants who can help you out with your project. So disclaimer over, it's my turn to ask you to do me a favour. I'd love it if you could press that subscribe button, and if you want to really make sure you're always up to date with new topics and videos, press that notification bell. So I do plan to release some relatively regular videos as much as I can, but my primary goal at the moment is to ensure that I am remaining connected to industry. So producing any videos like this is about sharing my passion for urban planning and regional planning with the world. This is really my main chance to raise awareness about planning and to bust a few myths along the way. So, I guess if you've got any questions, suggestions, or ideas for future video topics, make sure you leave a comment below. I'd all encourage you to stay up to date by following Talking Planning on Instagram and Twitter for regular updates about the latest video releases or for any general great planning topics and ideas. So now, more than ever, is an important time to be talking planning. Thank you for watching and see you next time.